We're probably not thinking about it, but right now there are thousands of pieces of junk flying around us right over our heads.
It's in orbit around the Earth, space junk, and it's a big threat that could do some serious damage. Mike.
Yeah, well, now there's a new project at Bear Lake that is designed to do something about all of this. Science and nature specialist John Hollenhorst now with the story.
The snowy mountains around Bear Lake might seem an unlikely place to look for our most high-tech and high-altitude trash, but the hunt starts here at an installation put together by Utah State University. Inside the dome, a 10-inch diameter scope to spy on flying junk.
This is a robotic arm that allows the telescope to move and slew across the night sky.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing!
Maybe you're one of the lucky ones last July who saw space junk when it lit up in the night sky over Salt Lake. Chunks of a defunct satellite burning up as they fell out of orbit.
Explorer, this is Houston.
But junk may be a bigger threat if it stays in orbit, as George Clooney and Sandra Bullock found out in the movie Gravity.
Half of North America just lost their Facebook.
A blizzard of orbiting debris destroyed their space shuttle.
Man down!
The movie was criticized for some technical inaccuracies, but there's no doubt that space junk is real and a real threat. This animation shows what's been documented, just the biggest stuff, but there's lots more. An estimated 700,000 pieces of debris, leftover junk from abandoned and destroyed satellites or spacecraft, the nuts and bolts and leftovers from a half-century of rocket launches. 20,000 pieces of orbiting junk are larger than a softball. Bear Lake's high elevation, dark skies, and generally clear air make it a perfect spot to survey the planet's highest junkyard.
Theoretically, we can observe objects down to about a foot in size.
One of the good things about this is that they don't have to come up here in the cold and the wind to run the thing. They can do that right from their lab on campus.
So right now we're just connecting to the computer that's inside the telescope dome.
Kohei Fujimoto and his students have begun capturing images of junk, and they're making a catalog.
The first step in understanding and starting to rectify the problem is to know, where are these objects? What are they doing? Where are they going to be going in the future?
And so you can take a number of measurements, and then knowing those positions, you can then determine the orbit of the objects and track them that way.
The ultimate goal is collision avoidance. The junk is orbiting as fast as 3 miles a second. Even a tiny chunk can deliver a knockout punch to satellites we depend on for communication, military surveillance, weather forecasting, even iPhone location services. Of course, there's more at stake than our smartphones.
For the astronauts in space, this is a life or death issue.
Fujimoto hopes USU's data will go into a debris catalog that provides advance warning of collisions. Meanwhile, in another promising approach, Japan has just launched an experimental orbiting junk collector.
We're already at a point where even if we don't launch anything, the number of objects is going to increase due to collisions and explosions. So removal is really the next challenge.
Whoever imagined we'd have to clean up after ourselves in space? John Hollenhorst, KSL 5 News, Bear Lake.